Hello, I'm Matthew Mazur. I'm a Florida attorney, and today we are discussing on the PPP Loan Fraud YouTube channel another prosecution of an individual who has been charged by the government of Paycheck Protection Program fraud. This incident occurred in Sussex County, New Jersey, and the man was charged for his role in fraudulently obtaining PPP loans totaling $1.9 million. The man is from Sparta, New Jersey. He is charged with one count of bank fraud, one count of false representation of a social security number, and one count of money laundering. According to the documents filed by the government in his case and statements made in court, he submitted 10 fraudulent PPP loan applications to several lenders on behalf of 10 fictitious businesses. His PPP applications allegedly contained false and fraudulent representations to participating lenders, including documentation purported to be from the IRS that was in fact not actual tax documents he submitted, but they were utilized to bolster his applications for the PPP loan. He also fraudulently created numerous business partners, and in some instances utilized identification information for these purported business partners that belonged to individuals who had been dead for over a decade. Based upon the allegations of misrepresentations, the lenders approved his PPP loan applications and provided his alleged businesses $1.9 million in PPP loans. He then converted a portion of those proceeds into a cashier's check that was deposited into a separate account. The count of bank fraud that he is facing carries a maximum penalty of 30 years in prison and $1 million fine, or twice the gross gain that he made on this fraudulent activity, or the gross loss to the victim, whichever is greater. The count for false representation of social security numbers carries a maximum penalty of 5 years in prison and a $250,000 fine, or twice the gross gain he made from his actions, or the gross loss to the victim, whichever is greater. Lastly, the count of money laundering carries a maximum potential penalty of 20 years in prison and a $500,000 fine, or twice the gross gain he made from these actions, or the gross loss to the victim, whichever is greater. Again, it is important to react sooner rather than later if you are the subject of a PPP loan fraud investigation. There may be ways to mitigate or eliminate criminal charges. In his instances, there probably wasn't going to be a way to mitigate those criminal charges, but in other cases there very well may be. That's why it's important to speak to an attorney sooner rather than later and come up with your strategy to deal with any PPP loan fraud issues you may be having now. I hope this video has been helpful and educational. Please check out the other videos on our channel, and please subscribe and give us some likes if we're providing you useful information. We'd really appreciate it. Thanks.